Hello and welcome to E39 Source. Today we are in San Diego, California, where we will be installing a Valentine 1, hardwiring a Valentine 1 radar detector to a BMW E60 M5. It's a 2006 model year, September of 2005 production. So I'm going to get some tools together, open it up, and we will do that quick hardwire. Should be pretty simple here today. We got a couple car projects going on here in Diego today. Ferrari comes out. I've got some tools together for the E60. I do not have a non-marring plastic pry tool here, so I have made one out of a putty knife. This is not ideal. It's not ideal, however, it will work. So we open the door. As I said before, I don't know that it makes any difference, but this is a early 2006, a late 05 build. We'll sit in the car, and we need a switched 12-volt power source for this. So the idea is we'll sit down in the car. Let's see, this is SMG, so neutral, foot on brake, start the car, and we want the Valentine to come on. We're going to be mounting it right up here, and we're going to be sourcing, hopefully, the switched 12-volt line that controls our HomeLink garage door opener that's built into the mirror. So it is only logical to assume that that 12-volt line, it is green and white or yellow and white, will be in here. And to access that wiring harness, we're going to remove kind of this center console area, which is where the need for our non-marring pry tool will come in, because if we can get it, there we go, we can see that there is a gap there in the Alcantara, so we're going to very carefully insert our tool into there and pry downwards. So it looks like the easiest way to do this might be starting with the light. So on the forward end of the light here, I put the pry tool, the makeshift pry tool in there, and just pried downwards, and that popped the light out. So now it looks like there's two tabs on that electrical connection. We got poor lighting here filming into the sun, but we can remove that electrical connection if we want and let it hang. We could potentially tap a wire here. I don't know that harness, and I'm not going to look it up. So I'm going to move on to pulling this down just because I can. Oh, at that point it's real easy. You just reach up in there and push down. And then we have a huge array of wiring here for, what do we got? Passenger airbag light, sunroof switch, a microphone, and the ejector seat, save our shit SOS button. But the harness that we're going to want to play with right now is difficult to see and difficult to get to, unfortunately. It is that one right there in the middle with all the color. So we're going to have to figure out how to pull that down and maybe cut off some of the material that is binding it, and then figure out which wire is going to be for the HomeLink. So here's the Valentine 1 box. This is new from Valentine, so this is everything you should get with yours. I have already taken the time to install the actual Valentine 1 radar detector as well as the windshield mount. Up here you can put it wherever you like. I like it right there to the left of the mirror. I think that's an easy place to see it and hear it. So we've got that up there. This would be for impromptu use. If you have a rental car or somebody else's car you want to put it in, you would use that power cable, the visor mount, and the power outlet. You just put that in the cigarette lighter and then plug the power cable into that. That's real easy to do. For this application, we're going to be using the included hardwire kit, which comes with a couple goodies in there, as well as our RJ11 cable, which we're going to have to poke through the headliner here. I'm going to read my article that I wrote on this before to briefly refamiliarize myself with this project, and then I'll let you know what we're going to do here in what order.
He's so happy.
Okay, so here's what we found out. I disconnected the light panel, which is real easy. You just squeeze these two tabs together here and pull that out, and then you can put your dome light in a dry, safe location. Then we need to move on to sourcing the correct wire to tap, so a switch 12-volt line. That wire is going to be a green and yellow, very narrow gauge wire that was in that colorful strand that is the one that's running down the mirror. So I just kind of pulled it down and pulled it apart a little bit to source that wire. The Valentine comes with a blue wire tap. You feed the wire into the tap and then squeeze it really hard with a pair of pliers, and you'll see that it just taps that 12-volt line for power. That's your red wire. Your red wire comes down. There's a fuse built into it. It goes into this. This has a accessory and a main. We are just using the main, and I plugged in a RJ11 cable to test that, plugged it into the mirror. The black wire from the wire tap kit is a ground. It has a spade connector on the end, and I used a T25 to just back out the it's part of the sunroof motor here. Just back that out a little bit, put the spade in there, and then tighten it back down. So that's gonna be our setup. I also pulled down this whole panel and unplugged everything just so I had some more room. And you need to be careful with that order. When you're holding it here, it's gonna go the white one, then the black one, then the blue one, and then there's little black ones on each outside. So that's the way that goes back together. And I'm sorry for the lighting here, but I'm just gonna stuff all this wiring up in here now. Hopefully there's enough room. There's a good handful of room kind of up in this area. So we'll stuff all the wiring in there. We're not gonna use this kind of phone wire here. We're going to use the included black RJ11. If you had a shorter one, it would work better. This one does not need to be nearly this long. But we're gonna clean this up, put it together. I will verify functionality for you here once I find the key. We put our key in, and once we hit the key, the button, it comes on. So this will work. Okay, back with the fantastic lighting. I have buttoned everything up. A note for the power cable, I actually push the power cable up here, like where the headliner meets the windshield. You're gonna take your flat RJ11 power cable, pull the headliner, push the headliner down, feed it through there, and then plug it in. There was enough room to put all of the wiring and extra cabling up in this area, on top of the light, on top of the panel. You can even use this area up in here, and on top of the headliner over here if you need it. I did not need that much room, but it's there. So that's good to know. So now with the car off, the key out, it is not on, it will not turn on. You push the key in, press the button, and the Valentine comes alive. So really the only issues you're gonna have to worry about from here would be the quality of your tap and the quality of the ground. I grounded to that Torx, I tightened it down really well. I am very confident in the quality of that ground. Quality of the tap, I'm a little less confident in. We're gonna test drive it, make sure it doesn't cut in and out. It is a very narrow gauge wire that's running down here into the mirror for the home link. So the tap, it just barely pierces the shielding on that, and I don't want to sacrifice the integrity of the connection coming to the home link either. So we're going to test drive it here for a couple days. If it ever cuts out once, I'll go in there and push it down with a screwdriver a little more to pierce more of it and get a stronger connection to the Valentine. But for now, it is working beautifully. It's all hidden. It's a switch 12-volt power source. Total success. Thanks guys for watching. Leave any comments below. Talk to you in the next one.